Hello, my name is Peter and I'm an animator. I recently decided to start making more YouTube videos about animation, working in animation, and everything related to that. And I thought I'd make a quick intro video to who I am and what I've worked on in my career. Currently, I am working at Disney. I am at the Walt Disney Animation Studios here in Vancouver. The most recent project that I just wrapped on was Zootopia 2. Before that was Moana 2. Before that was Versa. I've been at Disney for almost 3 years now, and I'm having the best time, if I'm being honest with you guys. I think it's definitely the best job that I've ever had at the biggest company that I've ever worked at. And sometimes, I feel like it's unreal. What's really funny is today, I was playing basketball, and you know how when you're playing basketball with a bunch of guys and you keep seeing the same guys over and over again, but you don't know anything about them, you kind of just know their name. So there's this guy that I've known for like 6 months. Known. I played basketball for 6 months, and today he asked me, "By the way, what do you do?" And I told him, "I'm a Disney animator." And he said, "No, you're not. And why are you lying?" He didn't believe me that I was a Disney animator. And I think that actually sums up a lot of like how unreal it is to say that you're a Disney animator. And I'm so proud of that fact, and I'm really blessed and I feel very lucky. And truth be told, that actually is not the first time somebody thought I was lying about my profession. But and that's beside the point. I love my job. It's amazing. And I often think about how I got here. Like legitimately, I'm like, how did I get here? I'm literally just some guy. I started animation about 8 years ago, and when I first started, I was terrible. And the only jobs I could get were like these contract gigs for like mobile game commercials and some TV shows later after that. And somehow I took some animation courses. I got some experience on features. And when Disney opened up here in Vancouver in 2022 ish, I think I was just at the right time, at the right place. And not to discount all of the work that I put into getting better as an animator, but I think sometimes luck is a huge part of where we get where we are, right? Things kind of just work out in ways that we just don't expect. And I think me being here as a Disney animator is definitely one of them. Anyway, just a little bit more about me, very brief run through of my career. I studied animation from 2013 to 2016, and that's when I graduated from the University of Texas at Dallas in their ATech program. First job I got was at a place called Sector 5 Digital. It's just some company that makes trade show stages, but then sometimes they'll have a TV and they offer like this service where they will animate a company's product for them and show it on the TV. And so that's what I was doing for my first gig ever, which was just animating random products for these companies. And that's how I got started. After that, I got some contract gigs at Digital Frontier FX. I worked on a very small Star Wars mobile game commercial. And right after that, I started working on more mobile game commercials. This time in Texas at Moon Tower VFX, I was working on a lot of these Scopely projects of WWE, Looney Tunes, Walking Dead, and Temple Run. The crew there, by the way, was amazing. I loved all of those people. And yeah, we did some really great work with a variety of properties. It was very fun. And so by this time, I've been animating for maybe 2 years, and then I make it to Rooster Teeth, which is a pretty semi-famous media internet company, and they're known for their show Ruby, which is a Western anime. So I worked on a bunch of that, and creatively, working on these action fight scenes, I feel like in my career, that's when I was the most creatively fulfilled. I was able to just have so much fun with choreographing the fights and figuring out like how does this person use their weapon, how do they use their powers, and then how can I kind of weave that into the narrative that we have for this particular scene. And you get to also play with the cameras, and so I started to learn a little bit more about like cameras and focal lengths and just kind of um, how to pan and stuff. I should probably know more words, but pan is the only word I know with cameras. Anyways, Ruby was fun. Genlock was also super fun. A lot of robot animation, more fights. All of these are like crazy high action sequences, which is kind of my bread and butter, and that's um, actually one of my biggest influences. My biggest influences growing up were Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. And then add to that mix Jackie Chan. Anything Jackie Chan was in, I was like, this is amazing. And very specific scene, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man fighting Doc Ock on the train in the second movie. For some reason, that's seared into my brain as the coolest thing ever. I remember when I first saw it, I was like, how did they make this? This is amazing. Like that was the seed, I think, for me to pursue animation. If you look at my filmography, all of my IMDb stuff, everything is action. Everything is action, adventure, and I think that's probably a whole video in itself, which is to follow your passion, follow the thing that you really, really love. You know, especially when you're starting out and you're working on your animation shots, and you're asking yourself, what should I work on? Like, what kind of shot should I do? There's a variety of answers to this question, but I lean towards do the thing you're passionate about. Do the thing you want to do. Do the shot that you really want to do, and then get really good at that. Because your passion for that type of shot in animation, it's going to give you the energy to see that shot through to the end, to finish it, and to actually pour all of you in it. And that'll give you a chance to actually create something that's real and something that people want to watch. That's what I did. That's why I'm saying this. That's what I did. I just love action. And so anytime I worked on a personal shot of mine when I was working in TV, it was just like, I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if this giant robot fought this giant monster? How am I going to do that? And then you start planning it, and then you get excited for it. And when you do that, strangely, your reel is going to reflect that passion. And then when you apply to jobs, the projects will pick you based on those shots that they feel are passionate. And I feel like that's what happened with me. Like, I love action. I only really wanted to work in action. All of my demo reel is action shots. Every project I've worked on is action adventure movies. Like, look at my demo. It's actually really funny. It's actually super funny that things worked out that way. I'm very happy with that. Although now that I've kind of gotten a taste of action TV shows and action movies, I really want to get better at emotional acting stuff. And I've been getting better throughout the years working in feature, but I have still room to improve. So I think that's very exciting for me as like looking forward of like, okay, how can I become a better animator, like a more well-rounded animator? I advanced a lot with body mechanics and action, and my acting is probably just like maybe here, and it could be a lot better. And that's something that I'm looking forward to getting better at, working on the projects that I'm working on. So after Rooster Teeth, I took some animation courses to upskill myself to get better because I needed to get better. I was desperate to get better, and I took classes from Marlon No and Hiram Osman from Anim Squad back in the day, and it worked. I got better. I got better shots, and it led directly to me getting my first feature job at Sony's The Sea Beast. Again, another action adventure movie. That was an amazing experience, you guys. I think Sony's great. I think Josh Beveridge is amazing. We got to work with the wonderful Zach Parrish and Chris Williams. It was awesome. I was there very briefly, maybe 7 months at Sony, and then I lined up another gig, this time in VFX. So I was on Thor, Love and Thunder, and I had a bunch of shots of Thor beating up robots. Again, more fighting stuff. And that was a cool experience because I learned a lot about like what it's like to be in VFX and like how is that different from feature animation, and just kind of learning like particularly what type of like mechanics passes in a VFX movie. During that time, I took another animation course with Jackie Tarasio at Lupin House. I learned a great deal from her, and it was through her that I got an interview at DNEG for Nimona at the time. And it all just worked out. I got hired for Nimona, which was like one of the best productions I've ever been a part of. Like literally, it was such a smooth production. It was really really amazing seeing the energy that everybody had for this movie. Like legitimately, people, every single person was so passionate about this movie. It was really really inspiring. I think I felt like Nimona's production was exactly what you would imagine working in movies on an amazing movie actually is. So 10 stars. What a production. Garfield came up next after Nimona. On Garfield, again, there's a lot of physicality, a lot of like running and body mechanics, and this time more of the comedic effect, right? Not so much as like, you know, fighting people, but like there's a lot of like slapstick comedy in Garfield, and they casted me some really funny shots, and I really enjoyed working with that rig. And yeah, the people on that crew also amazing. Garfield was a good show. During Garfield, I had heard that Disney was opening up here in Vancouver, and I applied. Like it just seemed so perfect, you know, like I was at the right time, at the right place. I was living in Vancouver at the time, and I knew everybody in Vancouver was talking about Disney. Like, you know, all of my Sony friends, they're like, yo, like Disney, they're having this recruiting event, and like, oh, like, I'm talking to the recruiter right now, I'm interviewing for them, and it's like, it was like the animation industry was a buzz at that time, and it was very exciting. And I was like, hey, why the heck not? I'll apply. I didn't think I was gonna get in. Legitimately, I did not think I was gonna get into Disney, but then I did. A lot of my career I could not have planned for, you guys. Like I don't really think you can plan your career in this industry. This industry is kind of crazy. Crazy highs, crazy lows. It's an adventure. It's an action adventure in itself, I would say. And I'm just grateful to be here, working with the people that I'm working with, and on the projects that I'm working with. And that's me. That's me, Peter Dang, the animator. And I don't know how short this video was, but thank you for watching, you guys. I'm going to make more videos on animation topics. I already have a bunch of ideas. Just through a lot of conversations that I've had with people in the industry for the last 4 years here in Vancouver, I feel like I just want to tell you guys that if you are trying to get to your first feature or something, or you're trying to learn animation, I would say that if I could do it, you could do it too. So all you animators out there, have hope. It's possible. And I wish you good luck, because luck is a huge part of it. Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. Subscribe, all that usual YouTube stuff. I'm excited to make these next videos that I'm planning, and I will see you in the next one.